Football's right around the corner. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And with the NFL returning, DraftKings is giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly when you bet $1 or more on any football game. Listen up, because you don't want to miss this. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code ART19 to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any football game and get a free shot at $1 million top prize with your first deposit. That's promo code ART19 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Our new book, The Art of Business Wars, features stories and lessons from history's greatest business rivalries, with powerful insights uncovered through hundreds of episodes of Business Wars. Go to Wondery.com/The Art of Business Wars to order your copy now. From Wondery, I'm David Brown, and this is Business Wars Daily on this Monday, September 13th. Happy start of the work week, everyone. You've probably heard by now about a new law in Texas that restricts access to abortion for anyone who is over 6 weeks pregnant. But this law is not quite like other so-called heartbeat bills that other states have attempted to pass. Those were all blocked by courts, by the way. No, this one opens the door for civilians to bring litigation against abortion providers or anyone who, quote, aids and abets someone in getting a restricted abortion. Legal experts say that even folks who drive people to clinics to obtain an abortion could be sued for aiding and abetting, which means drivers who work for rideshare companies like Lyft and Uber could end up in legal trouble. Well, that news made both Lyft and Uber spring into action. A few hours after the Supreme Court refused to block the law on September 1st, effectively putting it on the books, a small group of Lyft executives got together, according to CNN. Lyft's general counsel, Christian Sverchek, said the group, quote, decided we wanted to act, unquote, and act they did. 2 days after the law went into effect, company leaders at Lyft announced they would create a legal defense fund to cover any driver sued under the law. Lyft will also donate $1 million to Planned Parenthood, which called the law a, quote, travesty. But perhaps this story is less about a business war and more about a business truce, because after Lyft stepped up, so did its fiercest rival, Uber. In a tweet, CEO Dara Khosrowshahi shared Lyft's announcement and wrote, quote, Team Uber is in too and will cover legal fees the same way. Thanks for the push. Perhaps no two companies have their fingers more on the pulse than do Lyft and Uber, which together have well over 100 million users worldwide. Both companies frequently weigh in on issues that, well, affect humans, with varying results. After President Trump's so-called Muslim ban took effect in January of 2017, Lyft said it would donate $1 million to the ACLU. Meanwhile, Uber executives were accused of breaking a picket line set by New York City drivers in response to the ban. After hashtag Delete Uber started trending on social media, then CEO Travis Kalanick said the travel ban was, quote, against everything Uber stands for, end quote. Fingers on the pulse, right? The news that both companies would cover legal fees under the Texas law was met on Twitter with pleasant surprise. One user deadpanned, quote, did not count on Lyft and Uber and GoDaddy to have a stronger response to the Texas law than our federal government, end quote. GoDaddy stopped hosting a pro-life website where folks could leave anonymous tips about anyone breaking the law. Another called the move by Lyft something they, quote, did not expect to see. So while it may be a long road to actually overturning that bill, Lyft and Uber have made it clear they'll be there all along the way. From Wondery, this is Business Wars Daily. I'm your host, David Brown, written and produced by Jessica Yarmoska. Our executive producers are Jenny Lauer-Beckman and Marshall Louie, created by Hernan Lopez for Wondery. Hey listeners, I just started listening to a new true crime miniseries from Wondery and Campside Media that I'm completely hooked on. It's called Suspect. It starts in October 2008. The residents of a Redmond apartment complex were throwing a big Halloween party Dozens of people in costume mingling, drinking, and dancing. But after the party started to quiet down, one of them was murdered in her home. The police spent weeks piecing together the night with hazy recollections, spotty DNA evidence, and dozens of party photos. Eventually, they had a suspect. His story kept changing. His DNA was at the crime scene. When he finally came in for questioning, the detectives felt like they were a breath away from a confession. But that didn't happen. And so the police decided to focus their attention on another man, a man with a criminal record whose DNA was also found at the crime scene. And he just so happened to be the only black man at the party. Suspect starts out as a compelling whodunit and then becomes a story about cutting-edge forensic science and mislaid justice, about race and policing, and ultimately, the kinds of weighty decisions that cops and prosecutors make every day, decisions that, once made, change lives forever and are almost impossible to reverse. Make sure to follow Suspect on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or you can binge all 9 episodes ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.